Yeah, now I'm ready to do this. Here are my immediate thoughts on Bob Marley One Love. Bob Marley One Love is the new musical biopic directed by Reinaldo Marcus Green, starring Kingsley Ben-Adir as the famous Jamaican superstar. This specific story begins in post-colonial 1976 Jamaica and centers around the attempted assassination of Marley and his wife Rita, while political violence and unrest rule the island, as he also attempts to host a peace concert. Marley flees to London to work on his most ambitious album yet, Exodus, while also trying to balance his complicated relationship with his wife and come to grips with his destiny for his music to unify Jamaica. So to start with the performances, Kingsley Ben-Adir does a really commendable job disappearing into the role of Bob Marley. His accent is great, I didn't catch anything in that respect, and he does play a lot of the introspective moments really well. What makes his performance even better is the relationship and chemistry he has with Lashana Lynch, who plays Rita Marley. Their chemistry is really great, and you get a real sense of their complicated relationship. The complicated relationship between Bob and Rita Marley really is the heart of the story, but it does focus on one glaring flaw that the film has, and that it's the same flaw that the Iron Claw has, and that's I really wanted to spend more time with these people and really let their emotions sit in certain moments. I really feel that this might have served better as a mini-series rather than just a 2-hour film. There's a great scene, there's a little argument between Bob and Rita that really escalates. And Rita gets into the infidelity that Bob Marley was famous for having. He had like 11 children with 7 other women. And Peter Tosh, who was a very famous part of the Wailers, leaving on his own to start his own career. That is brought up in this little scene, and that's really the only time you really touch on those subjects. And I really wish that those were fleshed out a little bit more, and I really wish especially the whole instance between Bob Marley and Peter Tosh was really explored. Everyone else in this film is serviceable to very good, but the film really relies on the strength of Ben-Adir's performance, and I really wish he just had a little bit more meat to tackle. Instead, we get to see him be contemplative and the stereotypical tropes of the musical montage that are part of the musical biopics, but with the music in this movie, I'm not really going to complain too much. And speaking of the music, I can't talk about this movie without the music at all. Rita Marley and Ziggy Marley were producers on the film, so obviously this movie is littered with a lot of the big songs from Bob Marley and the Wailers. So if you're coming into movie to hear some of the hits, you're definitely going to be satisfied. But there are times where Reinaldo Marcus Green really does a good job of incorporating the music into the film. There are a couple scenes where Bob Marley is trying to decide what song he wants to begin his concert set list with, and he envisions himself in flashback. He's running through this fiery brush, this sugarcane on fire, and he's running away from this entity, and it's really the shadowy figure of his wife, father, and he kind of stands as an omnipresent figure towering over Bob Marley in this film. And then he just gets right into war. And you really feel the payoff into him really deciding that's the song, that's the right song that he wants to start this concert. And the whole thing is done really well, and you get a sense that Green had some creative flourishes that he wanted to go with. And there are moments where this feels like it's pushing towards more of an art house biopic, but then the studio probably came in and reined the director in and was like, we want you to make more of a Bohemian Rhapsody than a Rocket Man. But I feel that if the film went more in that direction of a Rocket Man, it probably would have been a little bit more successful. And I'm really only saying this because I feel what hurts the film the most is the writing and the fact that it is constrained by the tropes of the Hollywood musical biopic. We see snippets of Bob and Rita's courtship, snippets of Bob embracing Rastafarianism, which is really a big part of his life, but that's really all it is, snippets. And because of that, we are really robbed of a real chance to get a real experience of Bob Marley and the Wailers in film form. And again, I feel this is where this story being told in miniseries form would have suited it better. Now, the film's production design is great. You really get a sense that this is 1970s Jamaica. I would say things for me felt a little bit surface level, but that's my own biases. I really wanted Jamaica to feel more of a character than just a location where our main character is from. But the film looks great, and it is again bolstered by Ben-Adir's performance, who really goes for it. It seems like he sang a few of the songs, or at least some notes from some of the songs, but you could definitely tell that he really mouthed a lot of the songs, but the performance in itself is great. Overall, One Love is an entertaining enough film with shining performances from Kingsley Ben-Adir and Lashana Lynch that elevate it past the normal biopic tropes. The film has moments of real brilliance, but it is hampered by a constrained timeline and not enough fleshing out of our main character, almost putting him on too high of a pedestal. At the same time, goddamn, I love the music, I love My Island, and I love Ben-Adir's performance, so I'm going to rate this as a super hit, but a low one. I almost feel like I still need to make some little tweaks to my ranking system, but we'll worry about that at another time. But those are my immediate thoughts on Bob Marley One Love. What did you guys think of the film? Share your thoughts, leave your comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so you can get notifications as well. Thanks a lot, everyone. Take care.